Buck Mountain is a place that's just so rich with resources and people that are so open and genuinely nice and giving, and it's just like when you're around people like that, you just find that place in you so easily, and it's just like this place where everyone just wants to give to each other and give back to the land and everything that we live on.
Personally, my experience up at Buck Mountain Experimental Station has been one of great decompression and expansion. I just got out of 3 classes during the summer, so being up here and learning things that have a much larger breadth and scope than, say one singular subject, really stretches the mind. And education-wise, I learned so much about gardening and agriculture and permaculture that I never really knew. To really understand the complex methods of each part of raising a garden, and also the larger scope of the consequences of actions that might be positive or negative. It's all a very, very complex web that we just really don't know about until we actually participate in.
On the average day here at Buck Mountain Experimental Station, we do our chores, which is being in the kitchen, feeding the animals, working in the garden. And I think that's a really cool way to start the day and wake up and just dive right into doing something with your hands. And that's been really awesome. It's made me think like, oh, that's what I should do in San Francisco. Like when I wake up, just like start working on something right away, because it changes the rest of your day. And then we usually work with someone who's come in, learn about different things, about trees, about the creek, about gardening. It's been really cool to have all these different characters come in here, and they've all been so different, and we've learned a lot from each one of them.
The day we went out to the woods with Jean-Louis was pretty amazing.
The priorities in a fire situation are, first of all, the personnel, the crews that come in. They're the number one priority. If you're on a crew, if your life is in danger, you leave. If you have any doubts about it, you leave.
His main emphasis was on safety. He kept on repeating the phrase situational awareness, to always know your exit, where the tree will go, what the state of the chainsaw is in, where you're putting it, so you make sure you don't put it anywhere that's dangerous. Jean-Louis took us to the woods and taught us, how to identify the different trees that were beneficial for the woods and different trees that just weren't going to make it because they were either too small, or they were under the shade, or they were growing into another tree's space. And with those trees, they just stay down there and die, and it makes it a little bit more dangerous because they become fuel for forest fires. So to remove that danger, we cut down the trees and remove them and either burn them safely, or we use them for our own firewood. Or in some cases, we're actually building a lodgepole structure, a new bus stop. So it was really great to see all of the students interacting with Jean-Louis, asking every single question that we could think of about not only forestry management, but the actual ecology of the forest, because he's been there for so long.
I think what I'll do is I'll hack a bunch of this down so you see how it's done. And then we'll go to another little spot, and we'll let you guys figure out what you think you would take out from the spot. So, cool, huh?
And to actually gain that education as well as participate in, preventing disastrous forest fires was a really great experience that I'll never forget.
So one of the days our project was the compost pile, which was really awesome because I have only just put stuff in a compost garbage can and then hadn't really thought about where it went after that. But I actually learned how to make a compost pile and what happens to it and how long it takes to turn into soil. So basically we learned how to layer the pile. And you just keep building these layers, brown, green, I actually got to see how much like animal poop plays such a huge role in, you know, like continuing this cycle of like ridding yourself of something and then that going into the earth to feed you again. That just like really helped like lock that in my brain of like, oh, it really, everything really does go in this cycle.
What was its name?
Its name was Humphrey the Shit Muppet. Which took about 10 minutes to decide.
I think the most important thing that I learned that I'll take back is just the mindset of being in a place like here. You know, nothing really specific, but just the mindset that we are a part of this cycle of nature. We're not separate from it, and you know, it feels really good to be a part of it in a positive way, not a part that's destroying it. So just being more aware of the effects of the decisions I make. You know, like for example, we learned so much about water and water management, and just, you know, little things like turning on the shower when you're waiting for it to get hot, like put a bucket under there and use that water for something else, like watering your plants later, you know, little things like that. I'm excited to take back to San Francisco.
In a classroom setting like here, you are instantly hands-on and you're granted a certain level of trust. In other classrooms, it's more of a lecture, one-way setting where classroom discussion is not very much emphasized. Here, it's instantaneous discussion, two-way street, you know, of conversation, and you instantly learn. You know, if you're going to learn about gardening today, you go up to the garden and we start gardening, and we learn all sorts of new tricks and tools and methods of sustainable gardening. And you don't study for it, you basically just get your hands dirty from the get-go. So.
Thank you. Come here. Come here.
So the community here is a community that I haven't really been able to be a part of in a really long time.
Shake, 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 shake your booty, shake your booty.
Stomping clay, a little bit of work and a little bit of play. Stomping clay, building nothing in the day.
Howdy, howdy,
Howdy ho, got a circle, here we go.
howdy, howdy,
Howdy ho, stomp in a circle, here we go.
You could just feel like how genuine everybody is here and how much everyone wants you to be here and wants you to be so inspired by this place that has inspired them so much. And I just remember Melinda saying that, like, I'm so curious to see how this place is going to affect you, and if it's going to affect you how it's affected me. I just can't believe that I had this opportunity to be here with her and all of these people and learn from them, because they just have so much to give, and we all have so much to give too. And like, that's just what I've been feeling this whole time, that everyone just cares so much about each other and cares so much about learning and like thriving in this environment, just feeling so welcomed. So it's not like you necessarily have to be interested in like living a sustainable lifestyle necessarily, or interested in farming before you come here, but if you're open to learning about it, I mean, anyone could benefit from being here. I think it's cool that there's a place that like everyone could learn so much from.